Hello students, I'm making this video. This is lesson number 4.2 and pima 142. So the learning target is here create interpret histograms, create and frequency polygon, create interpret basic stem and leaf display, and common graphical mistake with graphical representation. The first thing is we'll take straight away example here. Teacher records scores of 20-point quiz. So the quiz is 20 point and 30 students in class. All these are 30 scores. So what we do is we create a uh, frequency table. So the question is, what is a frequency table? So this is the data given. Okay. Frequency table basically means two columns, but I'll make three. And uh, the reason is suppose this one is y-axis and the x-axis. And you can see the minimum is here. This is the minimum, and the maximum is also 20. So I'll start with 0. So this will be the 0 point. And next is you see there's a 5. So mark a 5. Oh, but then since they're asking you frequency table, so we'll make a frequency table like this. Mm. So the numbers that you have is this is the x numbers are scores. So what does this basically mean? Scores of the students and one student, so the score of 0, then the score of 5. The next one you have 5 is, which there's a 12 here, so 12. The next one you have is 15, and you also have 16. You also have 17, and there is 18, 19, and 20. 18, 19, and 20. And you can see how many zero score. We have two of them. So here you could write one and one, two. So that would be like two. And this is the frequency. This is the frequency. So the two students got zero. And you can see one student got five. I mean, this is one. And likewise, we have mm, 12. 12, there's only one student. So 12, there is one. So one here. And then 15, you will see there's a 15 here and also there's a 15 right here. So that means 15, there are two of them. That will be two. 16, there are two. So what is 16? 16 is here and 16 is here. So there are two 16, so two. And there is 17 is 4. I'll use a different color. 4. So 17 is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is 4. And 18 is 8. So let me wipe this everything. 18 is green color. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. It means it is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 6, 7, 8. Because, now these are only 20. These are only 20 to 30 students. You can have 50, so then it's better to have this is called tally marks. Tally marks means you keep a record of, like each time you say, okay, 19, then you go to 19, let's say you do one, then another 19 is, let's say, this is 91, right? You put one, then you put another 19 is here, so you put one more. Another 19 is here, you put one more, and another 19. So this way you can keep a track of this. So there are four 19. Okay, this is 8 and this is 4. And the last one, 20, I'm going to use red. 20 is 1. Okay, so I'll put 1. Then there is also 1, 1. And there is also one more here and one more here. So see, so there are 4, and I think there's one more here. There should be 6. Did I miss anything? So 1, 2, I think 3, 4. I missed this one. 4, 5, and 6. So there are 6 of them. So this will be 4, 5, and 1. So these are together. Now we can, so this is 1. We can draw a bar graph. So what is bar graph base? Bar graph usually it is used for 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 categorical data. Categorical data. Now, what is called categorical data? When you have a data which does not have a quantity, it's like maybe color of car and those kind of the color of car. Okay, and then just an example to show. Now, in this case, start with zero, and you see the maximum we have is eight. So I'm gonna write one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, and eight. Okay. So how do we graph is, let's see the first one, 0 is 2. So for zeros, there are 2. So you put a bar right here. This is 2. So put a bar right here. Or you can put a 0 starts here, 0. Then you have 5. So there's 5. Then you have 12. Then you have 0, 5, 12. Then there is a 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So at 0, there are 2. So here I will put a bar like this. Okay. 5 is 1. So there will be only 1 here. And 12 is 1. 15 is 2. 16 is also 2. 17 is 4. So 4 is right here. This is 3. And this is 4. So 17 is 4. And 18 is 8. So that's a long one. 19 is 4. 19 is 4. And 20 is 6. And 6 is this one. So when you're done. Now, what is the when you see this layout? This is the bar graph. The layout shows, when you look at this frequency table, this is called frequency table. Now, if you see this frequency table, we'll try to put this also. I'm showing with digitally. So, digitally, how to do this through the Google Sheets and now Google using the Google ID. And this is we have done manually, but what is the wrong thing? What are the common mistakes, or what do you see that the layout shows? Because this is it's not categorical. It is quantitative. So this is quantitative. There's a number there, the score. They are not. So the data is some number. So when you have some number, and you see this from 0 to 5, there's a jump of 5 here. 5 to 12 is 7 difference. 12 to 15, 3. Here there's 1, 1, 1. So it doesn't look good. So this doesn't sound good to see the layout. So another way to do the same layout would be trying to put them in the groups. Uh, so what I'm going to do is, let me wipe this whole thing and make another table. So instead of this layout, we will make from 0. So we'll try to do called class interval. And I'm going to show also using digitally also. So the same thing we can put in groups. It means I'll make another table here. Okay. So these are called class intervals. So what is it called? Class intervals means groups. So instead of just a number 0, we'll say, okay, we'll say 0 to 1, or 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. So it means 0 is included, but 1 is not included. It means if I have 0 to 1, basically it means 0 is included, but less than 1. 1 is not included here. So this 1 is not included. I'm doing this using with class. This is called bucket. Bucket basically means using class interval of 1. 1 means like only 0. So 0, that means 0, there are 2 here. So 0, there are 2. So there are 2 here. So this becomes 2. Then 1 to 2, and you can see the 1, there is only 1. So 1 to 2 is there only 1 here. 2 to 3 means 2 only. There is no 2. You don't see no 2 there. See here. Let me clean this up. So here. So 2, you don't see 2, right? So 2 is 0. 3 to 4 is 0, nothing. There is no 4 also, 0. But there is a 5. So, but 5 to 6, you see, 5 to 6, that means there is 5 is 1. Okay, so that's 1. Then 6 to 7, 6 to 7. There's no 6, you don't see 6. So 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10. There's nothing here. So they are all 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, and I'll write directly the one that has 12. So we have 12 to 13, and 12 to 13, 12 there is 12 1. Okay, so it becomes difficult because you're using a long one, all of them. So what that basically means is instead of writing this, we'll put this direct this whole thing because in between if I say 13 to 14 there's nothing, so it is 0, 14, so likewise. So we can do this digitally. Let's go directly and see how to do this. Mm. Or manually also we can do. So if I want to do manually, so we'll start with 0 and say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So same thing, this is your 8, this is 4, this is 6, this is 2. Now, the first one is 0 to 1, and there is a 2. So this is 1. So we say 0 to 1. 0 is included. 1 is not included. So this will be your first one. Then 1 to 2. Oh, sorry, 1 to 2, there's nothing. So 2 to, so these are four zeros there. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, okay, I just want to make a room for me there. 16, then there is a 17, 18, and 19, and 20. Okay. If you understand, you can fast forward. You don't have to wait for me. I'm just doing my work. So those who get. So we say now 1 to 2, then 1 to 2, there was nothing, right? So this is blank, this is 0, this is 0, this is 0, and there is a 5. So 5 is, we got 5. Remember, if you see, go backspace, 5 is 1, so I can have to do 1 here. And then we have directly 12. See this 12? 12 is again 1. 12 is 1. So 12 is 1. So even though I'm putting this bar at 13, but 13 is not included here. So this is 0. In between 6 is 0, 7 is 0, 8 to 0. These are zeros. And then we have directly 15 is 2. So at 15, you do 2 like this. Okay. 16 is 2. So I'm using different color for 16. Sorry, 15 is 2. Sorry, so this should be at 15. 16 is 2. So yeah, also 2. Then 17 is 4. So you do 17 is 4. 18 is 8. 19 is 4. 26. So even though this is 21, but then this means there are 6 students who have scored 20. That's all. Now I want to put this whole thing in the digital and also try to say this looks better than the one that we did earlier because this has the whole view of and you can clearly see the nice representation of distribution of the student score. How many students got? So this one is like 8, this is like 6, this is 4, 4, and these are like 2, 2, and 1, 1, right? So that's what that means. Now, one more thing is also you can also do percentage frequency here. The two percentage frequency basically means 2 out of 20 students, and you multiply by 100. So that way you use the calculator, but here I can do without calculator. This 0, 0, cross it out, this 2, and you get 10. See, so that's like 10% students got a score of 0. And that require in the later class we are going to do something called normal distribution. Normal distribution means we want to know if the graph shows something like this. When there is an average here, what is the average score of all this? You add up all this, divide by 20, you'll get it. So anyway, that we will see later on. But the point I'm making is, let's do all this digitally. So I'm gonna go directly to. So how do we get is, mm, you are in the go to your Gmail account. Once you go to the Gmail account, okay, you go to the Gmail account. There are 9 dots. Click on this dot. There's a sheets here. Click on this, and then plus here, and open a new Google Sheet. And let's see if you want to put those scores. Now the scores that I have is I'll put them here. I just copied them. See, this was the so these are the thing. What I did is I tried to put this select and copy, and then I want to post it there. Yeah, okay. But they don't come in each cell, so I'll have to put them in a nice. The first one is 19, then 20. This way will be better, and then 18, 18, 17, and then again 18, 19, 17, 20. So these are the numbers. I'm gonna. Sometimes you have to literally uh, paste it, but I mean, literally you have to write down. But here, what I did is I had copied in the other form and I tried to already put. So it's the same thing 19, 20, 18, 86, 19, 20, 18, 18, 17. All this number until 0 I posted here. Once you have this, then what you do directly is you shade this. Okay. Let's see, your assignment has a paper. You want to put all the 3, 5, 9, just put on numbers 11 like that. And then what all you do is just click on the first one and drag down until 11. See, and then the next part is, so let me take this off. I'm gonna do this one, so 19 until 0, and then click on go to the insert chart. uh, the chart shows here. So now the one that shows is called a line chart. We have to go to the histogram. Can you see that? So no bar graph. So we're going to use histogram. Click on this and you'll see it shows by default. Now we have to do some changes. Editing is called customize. Click on the customize. Now we need to change this chart style. Click on the chart style. Maybe if you want to background color, light, maybe this way. That looks dull. So you want to put green at the back, change whatever that you want to do. Then this one you can change. We want to change the name of the heading instead of histogram. Let's change it to, yeah. So histogram chart, click here. We can change this to quiz score, and that itself you can do bold and put a color if you want. Mm. Oh, versus versus frequency or number of students. See, it changes there. So there you got the heading. You also have to change the x-axis, y-axis. Before that, I forgot that when you go to the histogram, we need to know we did it for 0 to 1. So this is where is the most important part. I click on one, and that's what shows what we did manually we had done. But the spreadsheet, this is the Google Sheets helps us to figure out directly. This is what we did. If you go back to my video, you will see this is manually we have done this. This is for class interval 0 to 1. So the thing that we did is, if you really want to do type in all this, let's see if I can. Hmm. Okay. So if I want to go up here, let me see here. So all this code is put in the it's like 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. That's what it means. Now, when you say 5 to 6, it means only takes 5. 5 was repeated two times. That's what, sorry, one time. Here, this piece means it is 12, 12 to 13. This piece that you see here is the 8. 8 was 18. 18 was repeated 8 times. So there were 8 students who got 18 scores. So this is called class interval. So we can write this into class interval also. Let me see. So what I'm trying to say is called, see, low. So class intervals means lower, so lower bound, and this is called upper bound. Okay, and then frequency. So this is how it works. So lower bound we started with 0, 0 to 1. And again 1 to, so like this. So it is 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. See? So the lower bound is 0, and this is the upper bound 0 to 1, 1 to 2. This should be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and I'll put 21. I think there I messed up. This was 20. So this is how the lower bound. These are called class intervals. And then you saw the first 0 was 1, sorry, 0 was 2. This number where 0, 0, 0, 0, 5 was 1. Okay? And then we have next year again 0, 0, 0, 0 until 12 was 1. And then 0, 0, 15 we had 15 was 2, 2, 16 also 2, then it was 4, then it was 8, then it was 4, and then it was 6, like this, see, and done. So this is how, this is what it was. Now we are going to change this. See how to do this. So since we did this, I'm gonna mark this again, these points, and change it to maybe. So what I'm going to do is this one is for lower bound, upper bound, but the whole thing is called, let me merge this into one. Can I merge this into merge? There's something called insert cell. Anyway, I'll just write here uh, class intervals. So class interval means from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, like So the next one that we are going to do is from 0 to 2. So it means 0 and 1 will go on top. So let's see, we can do it right here. Now I'm going to change this. Oh, the question number 4.2. Let's go to the back to 4.2 assignment. See, if you see, this is the one we have. It's the same thing. Look at this. The numbers are the same. And this says create a histogram for the data using 6 to 8 and 6, 8, 10. So we'll do all these three. Okay, so that's why there's a lot of room for you to write down. Manually, we will do. Let's go back here. Where is that? Okay, so I'm gonna change this class interval from 0 to 2 now. See, now this will be so 0 to 2. The next one we will do is because this one will do 3 to 3 to 3 to 4. Okay, let me delete all this. Okay, so let me first delete this. Now we are going to change this. Now, how do we find a lower? So the trick is always is the we need to know the maximum and the minimum. So the trick is how do we know how to take the class interval? Like so, this one, how do we know where to start? Okay, because the number, the maximum on your paper was it was number that you see there were two zeros and it went all the way to 0. So this was the maximum. This was the minimum. So what we do is we do the it's called class width, but the Google just calls it bucket. Now, what is the meaning of bucket? Means it is the maximum minus the minimum, and we want to divide it by how many of these pieces we want? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or maybe 8, or maybe 10, or maybe all the way 20. So we'll do like first one is with 6, 6, since that's the question. So it is 20 divided by 6 because 20 minus 0 is as good as 20. 20 divided by 6, which is 3.3333, and we try to round it to the higher integer, which is 4. So that means 4 is your class interval. That means if you start 0, then let me clean this. So, so we'll start with 0 and then go to the next one. We'll add 4 like this. So it becomes 4, 8, 12, 4, 16, 20 like this. And the other one will be is 1 less than 4, which becomes 3. So the 0, 1, 2, 3 will be here, frequency. 4, 5 till 7 will be here. 8, 9, 8 to 11 will be here. 11 plus. So each time we are adding 4, 4, 4, this will be 15 and this will be like that. So let's do that digitally right there in the Google Sheets. So here, since I did 0, 0, then we put 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Then 20. And let's put 24 also. So 0 to 3, 7, 11, 15, 19, and 23. I don't think we need this one. So this is what we have. And then let's see the frequency 0 to 3. All this we are doing manually. You can see the previous one. You will see 0. There were 2 and 1. So 0 to 3. How many numbers were there? And you can see there were 2. And there was 1, then 0, 0, 1, 8, 8. Ah, so 0 to 3 were 2. Here there was 1, 3 to 5. So 4 to 7 was 1. 8 to 11 is 0. Then it is 3, then 18, and then 6. Okay. Now we want to, now this is the manual way of doing. Okay, so this is manual. Now how do we get it digitally? Now for the exam, as one of the students was asking, are we manually going to do this? No, there won't be any time. So you have to use digitally. So click on this one. Let's see this one, and we need to click on the histogram, and this is the place called bucket where you're going to change this to 6 because we are going to use, sorry, we are going to use bucket of 4, right? So I'll change it to 4 like this, right? And that's it. So once you do this, you enter, and you can see everything changes. The only thing I think I forgot here is about legends. I think we have to change the not the axis minimum maximum, not this one. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, this one we have to name, and we forgot that. If you go right up here, chart style, sorry, histogram, oh, axis. Oh, this is the one we already did. And then you click on the horizontal axis, write down the quiz score. If you want, you can change the color, bold, whatever that you want to do. Okay, make it bigger size. And then you also can change the vertical, that is the number of students. Okay, again, you can change different color. I'm gonna use pink maybe. Anyway, these are the, you guys can do better. And for me, what is important is how do you read this? This basically, I use the bucket of class width from 0 to 4 means 0 to 3 is this one, 4 to 8, then 8 to 12, then nothing. So that's all it means. So next is, and we'll check this now. See, 0 to 3, it means from 4, the answer is 1. So you can see this is 1. The first one is 2. Okay. Then 8 to 11, you don't have nothing here. But 12 to 15, it is 3. You can see this is 3. And I believe there is also option where you can put the scores up here also, the club frequency. And it's the same thing what we did manually, this whole thing. Now let's change this to, we'll go according to, we'll directly, there's no time for us. So what we'll do is, this is for class interval. Class width that I use was width is I use 4. Let's do 6. The next one I'm going to do is uh, same thing, everything stays the same. Okay, let's copy, and I'm going to write here, paste. And instead of 4, we'll make it 6. Okay, so that if it is 6, what does that basically means? If we go to here, 20 minus 0, and you want to divide this into 6 class intervals. So if it is 6, oh, so this is 6, 6. That's what we did is for 6. So sorry about that. So this is class width is 4, but the bucket, so number, so this is the number of class intervals that we use is 6, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now we want to increase this to class interval of 8. So this one I'll change it to 8. So what I have to do is let's check what is the divide by 8. What you get is 20 divided by 8. So that will be 2 divides 10 by 4. 10 over 4 is 5 over 2. and 2 is 2.5, and round it to the next number is 3. So your class interval becomes 3. Go back to that, and I'll change this. Yeah. So the class width is equal to 3. Class interval is 8, which is also called bucket. Okay. Uh, I hope I'm making sense. Okay. But then we have to change this from uh, class interval we use is 8. Is 8. Okay. So that means it should be 0, and this is width is 3, right? So this has to be added 3 here, 6 here, 9, 12. Okay. So then this will be 0 to 2. So again, this will be 0 to 2. Then add 3, 5, 7, 9. Sorry. 5 plus 7 is 8, 11, okay, 20 and 23. I don't think we need this one. Okay. Now, if you see in the data, you can check 0 and 2. There were 2, then 2, 3 and 5, there was 1. And the next one, there's nothing, nothing. And you can check this. This is 1, and 8 and 18. Sorry, 18 to 20 is 18. This one is, okay. So now let's check digitally. Okay. So one thing is doing manually. This is from how many students got 0 and 2. That's what it's 0, 1, 2. Next one is how many got 3, 4, 5. Next is how many got 6, 7, 8. Next one is 9, 10, 11. That's all that means. 12, 13, 14. So 12, 13, 14, only there was one student, because you can see also. Oh, we have to now check this, okay? When you check, click on the histogram. This time we use the class interval was 3. Click 3 and enter. Click on your keyboard, you can, sorry, this should be 3 and enter. And see the graph changes. So the graph changes. And I think here I took maximum 24. There's no need of 24. We have to change the series somewhere, or legends. I think here I have to change horizontal. We don't want maximum. We want is 21. So enter. This is a beautiful graph. So watch this. So you can see here. Okay, so this is the graph of histogram, and you can see 0 to 2. There is a 2 here. 3 to 5. Here it is. There's only 1. 6 to 6, 7, 8. Nothing. 9, 10, 11. Nothing. 0. See. But then 12 to 15 there's 1. 12 to it's 14. Even though this shows 12 to 15, but 15 is not included. That's the upper class interval. And 15 to 17 is 8, and likewise 18 to 2. And this is it. I think that should be option where you can also write the percentage and the number up here. I'll try to check next time. But let's do the last one. Not the last one. This was 6. This was class interval 6. We got 8. Now next we'll do everything same. Copy. Okay. So this time we'll use 10. So if it is 10, we have to see what is the bucket here. So everything changes. Now, see, I think I should have kept the earlier one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Okay, let's first do this part only, the numbering. So go to here. Let's clean this and 20 minus 0. And this time we want 10, right? So if you do this 10, you get 2. There you go. It's like 2. It's just a round number. That means all you do is go back to the thing and you say, okay, 0. Then you put 2 here. Put 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. Okay. You put also 21 and go back here. This will be 1 here. I mean 0 to 0 and 1 will be here. The next is 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, and 23. Okay, we don't need this. Let's go. Now we have to change this frequency and you'll see 0 and 1. How many were there? That's what the point is. 0, 1 is 2. Okay. Then 2 and 3, there was 1. There's nothing. 2 and 3, so this will be 0. And there will be 1. You can check this 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 6, 12, and 6. So this is how you get all the, how many students were there who got a score of 0 and 1. This means which student, how many got 2 and 3. This means 4 and 5, how many of them got? There was only one. Who got 6 to 7? Nobody. 8 to 10? Nobody. 10 to 11? No one. And then you have how many got 12 to 13? You got one student. And that's all that means. So now we want to draw the histogram. So again, what I do is go back here and mark and go all the way till here. And the insert, go to the chart and then customize, go to customize. First of all, setup, we want the histogram. And then we also need to customize histogram. And this is where you have to change it to 10. See? Sorry, we want the class. So this should be 2, sorry. So by default, there's already 2, or you can just type it on your keyboard, enter, and you'll get this graph, nice graph. And everything stays the same. Of course, you have to change all this, which I had written down. But main thing is this, what it looks like. You can, so all this one also will get saved on your, so I'll make it a little smaller. Click here, make it small. So this part is for this one. This one is for, I think I did it for 0 to 3. That means this one was for this part. And I think I missed the top part here. This is what I missed. So when you are working on this, so let me do also, since, so when you're working here, mm, you want to change the chart and the axis. And the main chart title was, what was the main title? Score versus, you can also add frequency, okay? And then you want to change the thing called horizontal axis, you can write down the name. No, you have to go to the chart and the axis and then click on the horizontal axis and type the score here and go to the vertical and write frequency. Okay. I think I did not get that.